Very good morning to all of you. This video will be very helpful to average students and below average students and some of the students, those who are unable to go to school with having different problems. They can understand the thing and if they don't have money to hire a tutor, they can also learn those things by watching this video. So from today we are going to start from science chapter 1, that is chemical reactions and equations. So what exactly is chemical reactions? Now let us see. Consider the following situations of daily life and think what happens when we respire, food is cooked, grapes get fermented, and milk is left at room temperature during summer. In all the above situations, the nature and the identity of the initial substance have somewhat changed. We have already learned about physical and chemical changes. Wherever a chemical change occurs, we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. You may perhaps be wondering as to what is actually meant by a chemical reaction. How do we come to know that a chemical reaction has taken place? So let us see some of the activities, and you have to read those activities. You must have observed one thing, you must have observed, that is magnesium ribbon burns with a dazzling white flame and changes into a white powder. When we burn a magnesium ribbon with a dazzling white flame and it changes into a white powder. This powder is magnesium oxide. A new product we found, that is magnesium oxide. It is formed due to the reaction between magnesium and oxygen present in the air. It happens because the magnesium and oxygen present in the air. From the then you have to read some of the activities in your book, and from the above 3 activities you have to read it first and second and third one. We can say that any of the following observations helps us to determine whether a chemical reaction has taken place. change in state, it can be change in state, change in color, and evolution of a gas. If you burn bowl of water, if you put some water in a pan and you burn it, then automatically after some times you will see that it will form into gas. So change in temperature, as we observe the changes around us, we can see that there is a large variety of chemical reaction taking place around us. So by observing all those things, when we sit and observe what happened, how things changed itself, then we found a lot of things had changed itself. This is called chemical reaction. Chemical reaction taking place around us. We will study about the various type of chemical reaction and their symbolic representation in this chapter. So we will try to learn the basic thing, how chemical reaction has changed in nature, and how we write the chemical equations, and type of then we'll try to learn about the types of chemical reactions. Some of the minimum things we'll try to learn in standard 10th, and we'll start all those things from today. That is chemical, how can we write the chemical equation. Let us see. I can be described as when magnesium ribbon is bound in oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. This description of a chemical reaction in a sentence form is quite long. It can be written in a shorter form. So we can write all those things in a shorter form. Why? Because if you are taking interest in science, then you need not have to write it's magnesium, it's oxygen, it's magnesium oxide again and again. You have to write short form for your convenience, because when you gradually learn, go deeper into the science part, then you have to write all those things in a shorter form, and you will be free enough to know all those things. The description of a chemical reaction in a sentence form is quite long. It can be written in a shorter form. The simplest way to do this is to write it in the form of a word equation. We will have to write it, all those things, to the form of a word equation. The word equation for the above reaction would be magnesium plus oxygen hyphen magnesium oxide.
एक मिनट रुक ले,
एक मिनट रुको,
इसको ऐसे करो, ऐसे 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 ऐसे।
अरे इसको मैं वीडियो बना रहा हूँ। Magnesium oxide. The substances that undergo chemical change in the reaction magnesium and oxygen are the reactants. The new substance is magnesium oxide formed during the reaction as a product. A word equation show change of reactant to products through an arrow placed between them. It's an arrow placed between them, just like we write magnesium plus oxygen. We have to write an arrow, that is the product is magnesium oxide. We call the first part reaction.